I knew that Billboard Blast would come back to get me one day. Vengeful, spiteful. My Billboard Blast is broken. I don't know how that happened, but it did. So I wanted to replace it. The hinge is broken. So I started looking online to find replacements, like just for the whole thing, maybe find one a little bit better condition than mine is. Over the years, it seems to have worn down a lot. Again, I don't know why. So it's a mystery. When I started looking at the prices, and this is like the higher end on the price list, but for the amount of Billboard Blasts that are currently listed on eBay, you could almost make a medium of it selling at like $75 out of the box, complete, but it's still Billboard Blast. It's strange because I can remember just a few years ago they were giving them away. As you've been collecting or recollecting, what is some of the sticker shock that you've seen over time? Some of the higher price points of things. Let me know in the comments. Now, so my brain didn't just, die. I wanted to look up some other prices to see if the world still made sense. So I have a couple other things here I want to look at, and I don't know. Let's just see if it works. So, if you remember years ago, there's a whole, huge shipment of dynamos found overseas, and I don't remember exactly. I want to say Japan, but I don't remember. And boxed, still sealed. I remember buying one for $45. So that's where we're at now with dynamo. Loose, it's a different story. You could get it pretty inexpensive. But I wanted to make the comparison of where it was to where it is now because of that whole story around it. And here's my favorite vehicle, Goliath. There's a couple renditions here of loose and with boxed. The one with the insert, I can understand, being that high. It's not sealed, but it comes with the insert. These are just this and just this, and they're coming in at like $200 and $150. This one's loose. It's complete. $239. That's nuts. And shipping, it's going to be expensive because it's a large item and it weighs a lot. But it was odd. So I wanted to see what the figures sell for. So, and they're selling for a lot. $90 for Matt, Nevada. And those figures aren't super hard to find. They'd be in like a little bit above, like medium hard to find, if that makes sense. And $90 a piece, if you go this route, and then you buy a Goliath with no figures, you're looking at like, $400. That's a lot to invest. And then there's one that I thought would be fun to look at, but then it wasn't. Volcano. These are notorious for being inexpensive because like shipping's like $40 for these things. Have any of you paid over $80 for a working volcano with the two figures? That's a good question to ask. This is pretty high. And it got me thinking, will the loyal subjects line increase or decrease the value of the vehicles that they're releasing? Their precursors. So, Gator for Gator, Thunderhawk for Thunderhawk, Switchblade for Switchblade. It's a tough question. I think overall it can be separate, but I wonder if people who aren't big into collecting masks get into the new rendition and then want to then collect around it, because the release of loyal subjects, it's few and far between right now, and who knows if we're going to get a full line. That's never been mentioned. So maybe some people are going back and buying up the older stuff to to encircle the rest of their collection. I don't know. And this isn't about value for me, but I know for a lot of people it is. And I know for a lot of people, you can't justify spending $300 on Goliath or like $700, $800 on Laser Command. And it's not for everybody. Well, I'm just curious. Also, let me know if I should replace Billboard Blast at those price points. I'm laughing outside, but I'm dead inside. So if you have any questions about anything here, please let me know. As always, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to help keep Mask alive. And this is Bill from Matt-Trakker.com, and I'll talk to you later.